Howdy race fans, welcome to my little show about racing I like to call In the Pits with me, Stock Car Scott. And as always, In the Pits is brought to you each and every week when I feel like it by Monte Carlo Express Delivery. Monte Carlo Express Delivery has been serving the Puget Sound area's courier needs for over a decade now. Please like us on Facebook. First, I have some apologies and corrections to make from last week. At Evergreen, I gave away Dwayne Schobeck's street stock win to a driver that was a lap down. Sorry about that, Dwayne. Also, I gave away Doug Wilkinson's win in his number 27 Northwest Pro 4 truck to another truck driver. I'm sorry about that, Doug. Get it right next time. And I gave someone else credit for Rod Helmet's awesome number 3 paint scheme. Again, very sorry, I get it right. But let's go on to racing. For this week, Friday was Formula One practice early in the morning. Mercedes was 1-2 with what's-his-name on top and Hamilton in second. The Flying Finn, Kimi Räikkönen, was up there too with his Ferrari, and I think he was third fastest, where he needs to be to perform to keep his seat there at the Scuderia. His teammate Vettel wasn't near as good, but then that was just practice. I watched a recording of it after the Camping World truck race at Iowa, which I got home in time to watch live. The Phenom, Eric Jones, was on the pole for the 200-lap race he won last year. Unfortunately, Tyler Tanner was not in the race in either of the MB Motorsports entries. I guess number 16, that 16-year-old brought a big wallet with him in order to drive that number 63 truck that he wrecked. Yes, he wrecked the primary truck there, something I have never seen happen with Tyler behind the wheel. Hopefully Tyler will get to race the Silverado again soon. But as I said last show, Tyler will be piloting his super late model this weekend at the Summer Showdown at Evergreen Speedway. You should go out there so you can tell folks years from now, I saw Tyler Tanner way back when. Oh yeah, in the truck race, Phenom Eric Jones won. Another Jones, Brandon Jones, was second in a Silverado. Tyler Reddick was third, battling hard with Matt Crafton in his Menards Tundra. They had a really spirited battle. Reddick and Brad Keselowski prepared F-150, and that's how they ended up, was Tyler in third and Matt in fourth. In points, Matt Crafton is still in first, Reddick is still in second, and Eric Jones is back up to third with his win. Saturday, Formula One qualifying was interesting, but I called it last week, folks, with Hamilton, Rosberg, and Vettel on the pole. Felipe Massa, another one of my favorites in F1, qualified fourth. A good day for Team Williams. Afterwards, I got ready for heading down south to South Sound Speedway. We left during the soccer match there at the Clink, so we missed that traffic and only hit a little golf traffic around the 18 split on our way through Tacoma. So we got to the track a little early. The racing at South Sound Saturday night was really good. In fact, I might even say it was awesome. Oh, let me get me a drink. And it was fun to be there. Lots of race fans and friends. And this time I made it a point to write important stuff down, so hopefully I won't make many mistakes. Anyway, the evening card of racing started with one of the two 50-lap super late model features. 14 super late models made the first race. And a pretty decent car count. Fan favorites Chad Hinkle and Jessica Dana started on the front row with an invert that put the current track master Kelly Mann back almost halfway deep in the field. But don't worry, I don't refer to these as the Kelly Mann Invitationals for nothing. He was up front in just a few laps, and before a dozen laps had clicked off, Kelly was in the lead, having passed the other front runner, Bob Presley. The remainder of the race was fairly routine for South Sound, with J.J. Hamilton and the young winner from Evergreen last week, Luke Selican. They got past Presley too for second and third. Then came a couple of trophy dash races there. One of them was won by the number 31, Zach Florak, in the hobby stock division, and the number 28 of John Bagling won in the mini stock division. There were also some Stinger 8 races mixed in there with that. Then came mini stocks and hobby stocks in their heat races, with David Knittel winning in the number 8 Camaro. It had accepted a one-night ride in the hobby stocks, from which he is banned. He's an outlaw in his old number 34 there. Also, 14, Randy Butler won his heat race in the mini stocks. After intermission, racing got started again with the 30-lap main with the hobby stocks that was won by the number 60 of Kelly Foster. Next was the 30-lap main for the mini stocks, won by number 20, Scott Maynard. Though Ken Legault in his number 22 PT Cruiser led lots of laps, and he wound up second. He put up a nice battle there against that former South Sound Speedway champion of Scott Maynard there. The last race of the evening was the second 50-lap street stock, or excuse me, super late model main, and that race started with less cars and than the first race, and a big wreck right there at the beginning. Then a restart that put Kelly Mann in the back with a damaged car, but he was able to still drive that number 9 Chevy to the front and lead quite a few laps before cutting a tire in another incident late in the race. That allowed the number 52, Mike Zamora, to take the lead there as he's visiting the Western Washington track there at South Sound. Behind Zamora, the number 11 of J.J. Hamilton battled with the number 17 of Bob Presley for second. Then after Hamilton was able to get around Bob, he drew a bead on Zamora. In the final exciting laps of the second 50-lap main, Zamora's car became so ill-handling that Hamilton was able to get inside Mike on the inside of turn 4 just before Zamora's 52 swapped ends and ended up in the infield. Hamilton was able to avoid the spinning Zamora to garner the feature win, with number 17 Bob Presley finishing second and the number 2 of Tommy Elstone finishing third. Sometimes I wonder if Bob feels like Cal Norton Jr. sometimes. It was a fun night of racing, and it was all over around by 9:30, so it was plenty of time to get the kids home and set up on the couch and watch a little Days of Thunder or Talladega Nights. But I had to go back in the pits after the race to find out how everybody's night went, because the final leaderboard, you know, it never tells the whole story. So this week's shout-outs go to race fans and friends down there in South Sound: Mike, Marilyn, Josh, Tina, Ken, Kelly, Jessica, Dave, Mike, JJ, and Tommy, and all of the friendly staff at the South Sound Speedway. We were home before midnight, but I needed to be up at 4:30 for the Grand Prix of Austria. While at South Sound, I unfortunately found out that the Xfinity Chicagoland race had been rained out, so I knew I didn't have a recording of that. But the worst news was that the postponed race was going to be on that dang Fox Sports, Phantom Sports 2. So with no race buddy, all I could do was just follow along on NASCAR.com. The only Sprint Cup regular in the field, the 40-car field there, was Austin Dillon in his number 33 Ream Camaro. But the day belonged to winner of Friday night's truck race in Iowa, Phenom Eric Jones, who drove the Joe Gibbs Racing number 54 Monster Camry for the Vacationing Toad. He led the most laps as he finished ahead of Xfinity regular Ryan Blaney in the Penske number 22 Mustang. who was finished second, and third was the Cup interloper Austin Dillon. In points, Chris Buescher is still in the lead with Ty Dillon in second and Chase Elliott still in third. The next Xfinity race is at Daytona Independence Day night on NBC Sportsnet as Sprint Cup and Xfinity broadcasts change to NBC for the second half of the season. I shouldn't have to worry anymore this season about missing races because I don't have the channel that they're on. Well, anyway, NASCAR races, but I don't have to worry about missing races the way I missed the ARCA race Saturday. Yes, they had a race before the Xfinity race at Chicagoland got rained out, and they were able to get in the race. I read later that Roush Xfinity driver Ryan Reed in the number 58 Ford won over my favorite ARCA driver from Alabama, Grant Enfinger, in the Alamo rental car Chevrolet. Grant still leads the ARCA points, and the next ARCA race is Winchester Speedway Sunday morning. Here it's going to be Sunday morning, and it's going to be on CBS Sportsnet. And I get that. Yay, it's on channel 412, and I actually get to watch a ARCA race live. So I hope to get to watch the whole thing live, of course, before the Sprint Cup race starts in Sonoma. Oh, quick drink. Thank you. And Sonoma is where Cup is Sunday for the last Fox broadcast of a race this season. And by Fox, I mean Fox Sports 1, because there's women's soccer still going on, and Lord knows we wouldn't want anyone to miss that. But this is the last time of the season that we will have to suffer through boogity, boogity, boogity. Okay, racing on TV this weekend is rather sparse. Not a whole lot to watch. No Xfinity, no Camping World trucks, no F1. There is an IRL race Saturday night in California, and then Sunday is just the ARCA race and in Winchester and the Sprint Cup race in Sonoma. Both those are Sundays, so that leaves the rest of the weekend wide open. Now, I had planned to go see the West Coast Street Stocks over in Yakima, but it's just going to be too hot over there. So that got canceled, and instead we're going to be going to what everybody thought I was going to be going to anyway all week, the Summer Showdown there at Evergreen. This week in Monroe, there are 2 nights of racing on Friday and Saturday, super late model qualifying along with their heat races and street stocks, and also mini stocks on the big 5/8 mile track. That's Friday night, followed on Saturday by a Pro 4 Alliance race, and then the big 200 lap super late model showdown Saturday night. I'm being told that there are like 45 or 50 late models that are showing up to fill in only 36 starting spots in the feature. So that ought to be some really good racing, folks. Okay, well, I hope to get to see you. If you don't go to Evergreen, go to South Sound, because they're having their late model, limited late models this weekend, and also they're having wing sprint cars. So if I don't see you at Evergreen, please make it because you're down there at South Sound. But I'll be at Evergreen Speedway for the Summer Showdown. That's where I'll be, because after all, I'm Stock Car Scott, and this is In the Pits. And I thank you very, very much for watching. So be sure, go see some racing this weekend. Take some friends with you, and let me know about it in the comments, how your racing was this weekend. So, thanks for watching, folks.